Hey, so this is booze with me. This is my first video that I've recorded after being diagnosed with breast cancer a month ago. It's been a month and 2 or 3 days. And I'm feeling a little bit relieved, but also still a bit anxious. So I just wanted to kind of document how I'm feeling at this moment. I have surgery in 10 days. So it's May 1st right now, 2019, and I have surgery scheduled for May 10th. And I have not quite decided exactly what surgery I'm going to do. But I have, let's see, so how did this happen? In February, I developed an infection in my left breast, and it was mastitis. I didn't know what it was, but I was really freaked out. So I went to the doctor the very next day, and he looked at it. It was just my primary care physician. And he looked at it and said, "Okay, did you do anything to it?" And I said, "No, absolutely not. There was nothing." And so he put me on antibiotics to clear it up and scheduled me for a diagnostic mammogram, which I had to wait almost 3 weeks to do. And then, so the infection cleared up, went for the mammogram, and that was on a Wednesday, I believe. And so what I was really impressed with was that I was told that I would get results that day, whereas normally when you get a mammogram, you have to wait for a couple days or a few days to get the results. But because it was diagnostic, I got the results right away. And I chose to do a 3D mammogram, which I'm really glad that I did because I have dense breast tissue. And I was told that if I had chosen a 2D mammogram, they probably would not have found what they found. So what they told me when I went in there was that I would, if they found something, that they would do an ultrasound. And so they did the mammogram. They had me go in the waiting room. And then they came back out and they said, "Okay, we'd like to do an ultrasound." So I was immediately like, okay, fuck, they found something. So then they took me in to do the ultrasound. And the woman who was doing the ultrasound was hovering around one particular area of my breast for quite a long time, like at least 10 minutes or so. And I thought, okay, great. Looks like she found something. So then she goes out and she brings a doctor in, so the anxiety of that day was just like heightening and heightening and heightening. And then he said, "Okay, so we found 2 masses. So we're going to schedule a biopsy." And that was right before spring break. So it was in March. And so they said they were going to have a navigator call me and schedule the biopsy. And the navigator can wait till after spring break to do the biopsy because she didn't want me to have my spring break ruined because biopsies are very painful. I'm really glad she told me to do that because it was very painful. Because I do have dense breast tissue and I had 2 masses, the second mass was deeper in, and it was hard for them to get a biopsy from that. So I got the results back from the biopsy 2 days after the biopsy, and that was on March 29th, and it came back as invasive ductal carcinoma. And it was stage 1, grade 1, which is good. And they said it was really, really lucky that I had wound up developing an infection, which apparently had nothing to do with the cancer. It just was a fluke, and the fact that I chose to do a 3D mammogram. So that was a month ago. It's now May 1st, and I am on the fence as to whether I want to do a mastectomy or not.